They're competing for Pookie. They're competing for Pookie.
Men are going their own way, and it's a problem.
Don't come for my name, bitch. Because first of all, I heard your name. That's right, pick Lisa all the way, honey.
Rebecca Lynn Pope, Lauren Southern, and Ayesha Curry? What do these three women have in common? They are all women the Manosphere once admired as traditional, feminine, and sympathetic to men's issue before arbitrarily disowning them. It takes little to fall out of their favor. You could be on top of the world, but once you utter something it disagrees with, it will label you as a traitor and no better than the rest. There is little to no possibility of reconciliation. The Manosphere's support for female content creators and other women who have feminine qualities is extremely fickle, as one of my subscribers once wrote. Some men are skeptical of all women, others naively embrace ones they find physically attractive and express disappointment once the woman utters something they oppose.
Now, once a pretty girl jumps on YouTube, some of you guys fall hook, line, and sinker for their words. They put makeup on, they get a pretty face out there, and some of you guys listen to the words that they're speaking and you go, finally. I'm looking in the comment sections.
To document all these women is too massive of a project, so instead, I'll give a brief overview and then center on two women who currently have popularity in the space, Jennifer Moleski and JessicaX. Although some of these women are clearly pick-me's, the label obscures their worldview. Of course, there are plenty of women who are anti-feminist and align themselves with male chauvinism, but there are some YouTubers who have sincere belief and those whose true beliefs are questionable.
Because you were 24, got with a felon like most black women do, or you got with a thug.
There's a fine line between a female YouTuber spewing her own talking points and one catering to a male audience for affirmation. Sometimes the pandering goes over the top. You have women in the space who endorse men who make misogynistic comments frequently that are inexcusable.
I was an alien and came down and I watched reality shows on the internet to get my idea of what black women are. I would destroy every last one of you off the face of this earth.
Some insist they're seeking to understand how men think, but the Manosphere isn't a reflection of men collectively. In fact, many of these guys are just average Joes coping with a nagging sense of nobodiness, as one YouTuber told me. On top of that, if you're a woman who gets quote-unquote too successful, their envy builds. The Manosphere often arbitrarily claims women as allies unbeknownst to the YouTuber. For example, the Black Manosphere adore Rebecca Lynn Pope for her viral video about black women having high standards.
Then I watched Rebecca Lynn Pope's video. And she gave the other side, and I was like, I see, I'm not crazy.
After referring to her as quote-unquote one of the good ones for years, their praise faltered after she responded to a viral video by Kevin Samuel.
And we can now include Miss Rebecca Lynn Pope, the girl who swirled. They're both crying, they're sobbing, they're crying, the Roy Orbison crying.
Now, I have taken the time to listen to these women over the years to see what was so unique about them. To be honest, most of them sound familiar and rarely made any insightful statements besides telling men what they want to hear.
It's just women today are not ladylike whatsoever. Women today will meet a man and sleep with him the same day she met him. You know, if you're sleeping around, to me, you a whore.
I will continue to push this content because I am tired of seeing these black women on YouTube bashing our men. But yet y'all want to lay with them and do all types of stuff with them.
Some endorse groups such as MGTOW and SYSBM. Others insist that women should become traditional housewives and berate social changes that have occurred within the last 50 years. Others sit on panels where men routinely say disparaging things about women and remain silent, either in agreement or fear of retribution.
There's a lot of pick-me-shiz in this area, and I feel like they have to be that way in order not to get attacked. Some of these women, they go along to get along. Some of them just stay quiet even though they disagree. And then some of them, you know, the most self-hating among them will be like these cheerleaders for these men who are so wrong.
Now, in the Manosphere, women come and go. who's currently popular will change within a matter of months or a year? JessicaX is by far the most popular content creator in the black sector of the manosphere. She's a 25-year-old woman based in London who entered the space in 2020. Her growth came quickly as she panel hopped on a handful of channels, which built her reputation. Her mellifluous voice and a handful of photographs she used for her avatar contribute to her popularity. One glaring controversy that has followed her since her appearance is the fact that she has never cammed up despite people insisting she do so.
JessicaX, you gotta cam up.
Her ankles cammed up. So
wait, what?
Reg the bad guy is calling this camera gate.
You should come on screen so we can see you.
No, I don't. If you go back through my content, you can see that I don't come on screen.
Bitch, cam up, ho! Cam up, bitch!
But wait,
Cam up,
okay.
bitch! Cam up, bitch!
What is merely a desire for confirmation to see her on camera has turned into a circus show. Some men have offered to raise money to see her on camera, others asked her to do so while debating her. She has toyed with the controversy by showing herself walking down the streets of London, taking a picture of her hand, giving exact dates when she'll eventually cam up, and even creating an Instagram page promising to upload photographs the next day to dispel catfish rumors. It has been 4 months since she created it and she still hasn't uploaded one photograph. Her content is extremely dull. Before bringing panelists on, which breathes life into her videos, she talks about the topic for around an hour with little personality to enjoy. As a person living in the UK, she live streams sometimes anywhere from 10 PM to 2 AM US Eastern Time, which makes you wonder, when does she sleep? If you were to look at her channel, you would miss the numerous videos she either deleted or made private, such as controversial takes like blaming Breonna Taylor for her death, as well as short uploads of celebrity news, which she uploaded hoping to achieve virality, like the video she did about Will and Jada. Most of her talking points are just regurgitated material from the manosphere with no original contribution. Although she is the current it girl, some content creators have skepticism. Some assume she's an undercover feminist or will betray the black manosphere if she gets a large following. But the biggest threat facing JessicaX, in my opinion, is a woman replacing her. Primarily because she refuses to cam up, all a woman would have to do to gain popularity is spew the same talking points and show herself on camera. It's literally that easy. And it likely will happen as time progresses. What's ironic about JessicaX's success is that the black manosphere ironically lambasts Derek Jackson for telling women what they want to hear. Although there is validity to that criticism, it's hypocritical because these men gravitated towards her primarily because she tells them what they want to hear. Jennifer Moleski is another popular female YouTuber in the white sector of the manosphere. She's a 42-year-old married stepmother. Last year, Manosphere content creators interviewed her several times and she conducted interviews of her own at the 22 convention. I've known about her for a while, but it was only recently that I decided to see what all the hype was about. Moleski is the typical TradCon wife. If you scroll down her Twitter feed, she pretty much stands for conservative social and political values. Her Manosphere content, although underwhelming, reflects her political positions. Like JessicaX, I had trouble discovering her uniqueness besides parroting typical red pill talking points. Those that have a liking to her tend to focus strictly on the physical.
If you look at Jennifer, there's no ink, there's no crazy tattoos. She looks like, you know, your average somewhere between 30 and 40-year-old woman. She's not unattractive. She hasn't slammed face first into the wall.
She preached self-accountability for women and hold them responsible for why men are frustrated with today's dating market.
So some of you have already heard about the MGTOW movement, men going their own way. And you can think what you want about it, but this is a really big problem for women, for us, for our future, for families, for you to find a partner.
I listened to her video about the wall in its entirety, and she encouraged women to value family over career and education, as well as to start a family early. She receives the same criticism as JessicaX. Some content creators view her as a parrot who takes other talking points with no new insight, and others believe she lacks sincerity.
She's not here to inform men on how women work so that men can protect themselves. She's instead here to advertise herself as a unicorn so she can attract simps.
She has several well-performing videos, but her recent ones don't match the number of subscribers she had despite her growing popularity. JessicaX and Jennifer Moleski are popular now, but it likely will fade in the future if they remain in the space. Women will always be in the manosphere, but because it's a male space, they will forever be accepted and then discarded for minor infractions. Those on the top now likely will be facing competition sooner or later, and the cycle will continue.